What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another Black Desert video. So, a lot of people ask me this, and I kind of update this topic every now and then. How I make silver in BDO for, I guess, May and June. So, you're probably wondering what kind of activities do endgame players do, or if you're a new player, you're probably wondering what you should do. So, I wrote down a list of kind of like daily activities that I do, and also weeklies, so you can follow along. But as we all know, depending on like your life skill level, your gear, you're gonna be making a little bit different amounts of silver than I am, so just keep that in mind. But I'll give you an idea of what I do, so if it's something you're interested in doing, you could always, copy it as well. But overall, the amount of silver I make every day is just different depending on if I feel like playing that day or not. But anyway, here are some things that I wrote down. Number one, we do Imperial delivery every single day. And what's new from the previous months is now that you can do Imperial Alchemy along with the cooking one. So you can basically make more silver than you were before. I'm going to do a quick turn in right now, and we have 230 Guru cooking boxes. I didn't do the alchemy ones, I just didn't have the materials. But anyway, this is how you do it. So you look over here, you see the Imperial delivery, both for food and medicine. This one is alchemy, this one is cooking. You'll see a number over here for daily delivery. That is your contribution points divided by 2. So that's how many you make. And whatever your highest cooking level or alchemy level is, that's the highest one you could do. So I'd recommend doing Guru for all of you. Try to start power leveling Guru if you can. And so I made my boxes. This is basically tax-free silver. And what you should make is either what materials you gather, what the cheapest one is off the market, or, whatever you can make. So anyway, with that said, for me, it's about, I would say about 110-ish million silver to make 230 boxes. And when you turn it in, let me just make sure it calculates off of your mastery. So basically, try to buff up as much as you can. And so here's what I have. The cooking outfit, the ladle. I have 30 cooking mastery from Lightstones, and all the mastery crystals that you can buy. And then obviously my pre-owned accessories. So basically what I did was the Stellar Spirit Stone for 100. Is that really worth it? Not so much, but I also, go directly into like gathering or whatever else I'm doing afterwards. But I decided to make this video before I did the turn-in. So then you could always just do the Khan's Heart for another 25, and then just get your mastery as high as possible, and then turn it in. See that silver? Take this, minus your craft cost for everything you made, and that's profit. So I think for me, it's probably about like 160, 170-ish mil in profit for like a 5-minute activity. That's what you do. You could also do this, which is new for alchemy. So previously, you would have 230 total. So that includes 230 from cooking and alchemy. I would say alchemy is probably a little bit trickier to do because you don't really profit off of this, but it's kind of like, if you have excess elixirs that won't sell, this is what you do with it. Or you could do the blue versions, but just know that alchemy is still not as profitable as cooking. So if you only do cooking, that's fine. But if you do both of them, you just have to make sure you're watching the margins, because sometimes you might just be losing silver doing this. But anyway, food is always good. Cooking, always good. Anyway, with that said, that's one of them. How you make silver, like literally a 5-minute activity, not even. Next thing I do is I actually do a lot of gathering in BDO. Guru 36, I have a video of my favorite spots to gather and the stuff that I do. But basically, the way you should be gathering is, you see this thing? The green thumb, whatever it's called. Basically, you do the Land in the Morning Light quest line, and then this will unlock the switch toggle that's on and off, and you turn it on, and then it cuts down your gathering time by, like, you know how when you use 10 energy, or like you gather something with like 1 energy, this one multiplies it, so it cuts down the time you spend and drains your energy faster, which is always a good thing. And so with that said, that's what I do. My gathering stuff on, I like, obviously more mastery is better, but I've always been working on main gear, and life skill has always been a side project for me. But to give you an idea of what artifacts and lightstones I use for here, this is what I have: the Yawning Hedgehog. I personally think this is the best in slot for gatherers. Gathering item drop rate, always good. XP, mastery, energy recovery, everything here is a bonus, and it's something you should get. I would say it's kind of expensive. The Iridescent and the Fortune Stone, and I believe Forest and Plains is, let me see, I'll show it to you. Wait, it's not that one. There it is. Forest is a couple hundred, and then Plains is the cheap one. Either way, it's kind of a couple billion, but if you gather a lot, it's definitely worth the investment. So with that said, aside from that, main gear, this is what I have. And the next thing I do every day is Pit of the Undying. So this one, if you do it, you're either going for a few things. You fight a few bosses, and you get Seal of the Undying coins. What most people do is go for the Cronstones, because literally everyone needs crons. And the other things I've seen people do is crow coin bundles if you're a sailor. But aside from that, these are really the only 2 things worth getting. I wouldn't really pick up the loot scroll. They kind of just give out a lot of loot scrolls in this game by default. So just by playing the game, you'll get a lot. So I think Cronstones is probably the best thing for most people, followed by crow coins if you do any bartering and sailing for your boat. But yeah, that's about it. Get your between, I would say, 50 to 100 Cronstones every day based on the difficulty. This is how it works. So it is, you go into the Pit of the Undying, right? And then there's 4 difficulties. You get like a Pry, Duo, Tri, Tet, and I think, yeah, there's a Pen one, which is the highest difficulty. And then each time you do it, the higher the difficulty, the more crons you get at the end. So sometimes some of them are actually kind of annoying. So usually I would say if you can do at least Tet difficulty or level 4, you're doing fine. So with that said, if you want to get between 50 to 100 Cronstones every day for like a 5-10 minute activity, that's how you do it, instead of just doing anything else. The next thing I do in game is this is not like a active activity. It is something you do once every day and then, kind of forget about it. So down here for the Royal Workshops, every day they give you 1 free refresh. And if you hit one of the expensive ones that are like 100 to 200, that's good. But even if you don't, it's not really a big deal, because eventually if you have your Royal Workshops running at all times, ooh, we actually hit one. That's kind of nice, actually. 200 mil. Anyway, even if you don't, these are all the trade materials that you get. You can just turn them in. I did a little reset the other day, and then all these extra materials that you get, they just kind of turn into silver. Like, you make whatever you can make with the materials you have, and then you just do it with trading. You just turn it in, kind of like normal trading, and then make them silver. Every now and then it's a bunch of extra silver. That's nice to have. So for everyone that's never done this before, here's what I'd recommend. I have a video of it talking about it in more detail, which ones are the easiest ones, which materials are cost effective and everything. But basically, you look at everything over here. So each one gives different things. So are you a life skiller or you're a grinder? You should probably get these to use, honestly, especially if you're at the end game. But if you just sell them and you're just like, you're not worried about it, that's fine too. But either way, Just try to get the materials. If you have all these like extra crystals and all these extra flame materials or whatever, put them in your storage and then let this go, and then every now and then money builds up. It's not an active activity at all. You just set it and then check it once a day. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is the Black Spirit. We currently have a normal Black Spirit. This is the one you should do. I actually hit 1,000 rounds the other day, and that was pretty nice. So every day is just free rewards. Leave your game on. You don't even have to really think about it. We've had the festival or the event Black Spirit thing going on for a while, and I talked about this on day one, so I have a video of that. Basically, you hit numbers by 7s, and you basically hit the Cronstones every time, and then the second reward, which is nice. So, quick overview from the start. I do 1 and 6 for drop rate, scroll, and crons, and then I hit a 5 and a 2 for the perfumes because I grind, and then I do a 1 and a 6 again because this is just more value. But if you actually need like royal fern roots or anything, that's fine too. Or actual loot scrolls, you can get that. But for me personally, I just do 1 and 6 for this one, and then 2 and 5 for the Cronstones again. And then I get the Advice of Valk, so that's 6 and then 1, and then 5 and 2, so 90 stack this. And then for the last 6, so every time you clear a board, it gives you 50 Cronstones. I would probably value just hitting a 6 on here to finish for the extra. But if you chose like the enhancement help kit for the other silver or materials that you need here, I don't think that's a bad idea either way, but that's what I do. So yeah, do your BSA every day, even if you're watching this video like 3 months down the line and this festival thing, the event ended. Where is it? Do the Black Spirit adventure every day, and you just get rewards every 10 and 50. It's free money. All right, so that has been, you know, most of the easy activities that you can do every day. The other thing that makes the most amount of silver in game is obviously grinding. Really just depends on your gear. Where you grind is probably going to be different from where I grind. If you don't know, you're a new player, hit this thing. This is a thing called the Monster Zone info, right? And basically you could sort by AP, like highest to lowest, lowest to highest, whatever, and then find the spot right for you. Even though I have a video, I'll leave it in the description, that I think it's a very important video if you need help with grind spots and everything. So yeah, I talk about all of these spots. I try to keep this updated whenever they change grind spots around, so you can check that out as well. And now, some other things that I do every week that is actually worth doing is your Black Shrine. So the solo ones, if you can get, or if you are above 330 AP, you should probably try doing the 8, 9, and 10s. They give a lot of silver every week and a lot of rewards. But if you can't do it, it's okay. Eventually you'll be able to at least try to get the 7s done. If not, then 5s. The rewards for anything under 8 is, you know, they're not that great, but it's good practice. The ones you should really be doing are the party ones every week. Whether you do it on normal or hard, it's better than not doing it, because the rewards are actually very good. And I have a video that I talked about, like I just did all of them. How much did I make? Around 15 billion silver a week. That's from doing bosses. And one thing I got notified of was a lot of people don't have a group to do this. So in my Discord, I made a channel, so I'll announce when I'm doing the bosses. So if you guys want to just join in, you can. I'm on the NA server and everything. So yeah, that's about it. If you do these bosses every week, here's a little tip for you. You know how it says 330 AP at a minimum, and then 350 for 9 and 10? If you don't hit that 350 mark, what you could do is, if you're using a Kudum and you can't hit it, you could just use a Nuver, and then this will put you up into the eligibility to be able to actually do it. So yeah, I have done it with both Kudum and Nuver just to test the differences. And quite honestly, if you're gonna, like, if you get hit by certain mechanics, it doesn't matter what you're using. You're probably getting one-shotted anyway. So chances are it doesn't matter. So if this is the only way you can get the 330 plus entry, that's fine with me. It's a little bit slower with Nuver than it is Kudum, obviously, but at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal. It just might take like a little bit longer. But if you can do it with the Kudum, obviously better. But being able to just be able to do it is probably the most important thing. So if it means using a Nuver, that's fine. We're also hopping onto a channel that gives the +1 AP to your sheet. And then, yeah, just try to get yourself above the 350 as best as you can. And then you're good to go. So that's a lot of what I do. Aside from that, what you guys should do is do the weekly bosses, because this is, if you're not at the end game, and even if you are at the end game, collecting the rewards from the weekly bosses will give you where is it? These things, the Embers of Primordial. And so you need a black star and 100 Embers of the Primordial to get a sovereign weapon, or you have 2 pen black stars. This is basically the free version that's just time gated, and especially if you are a a shy player and you're going for your awakening, the soul, this thingy, I have it. I actually got 100 of them. Yeah, you're gonna need to do this essentially. For shies, it's a lot cheaper, but it's, you know, obviously time gated. So what I'd recommend to all of you is do your Garmoth 3 times. If you can, do the boss that gives this one every week, and then do the weekly bosses, just 4 of them. So you get technically 5 Embers a week, and well, it's just by playing the game, and that's about it. It's free money. If you could also do Ataraxian stuff with your group, cool. That's also free money. But those are the ones that I'd recommend for most people to do, just because those are the most rewarding things, whether you're an endgame player or not. And I think that's about it. There's, you know, if I'm AFKing in the morning, or like if I'm at work and I just need to do something, go AFK fishing. That's a lot of silver. I basically do a lot of the life skills because they're all connected in one way or the other, like gathering materials into cooking, alchemy, or processing it, fishing and hunting into cooking, alchemy, or processing. I don't really do training as much, but recently they came out with the infinite rope, and if you do training, it's something you just have to get master 1. Higher trading for your royal workshops. Farming is one of those activities it's on a timer and you set your farms and then come back. So yeah, that's about what I do. How much I make a day is, I guess, really just dependent on what I'm doing. Some days it's a lot more than the others, but yeah, just wanted to share. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know what kind of activities do you guys do in this game, because it's a lot of stuff to do. But anyway, that's all for me. Just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to your channel, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to see you guys come back. And we got a bunch of stuff coming out in the next few days as well, so I will see you next time. Peace.